Alright, what's up, Money Lord Nation? How we doing? This is BabyReformation.com. We're back here with another NFL Live reaction show. We're gonna get into everything that we need to know here. Like I said, we're gonna get into all the reactions, stuff like that. So, chat, once again, I do appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Like I said, we're gonna react to all these wildcard games. And we're gonna roll a little bit differently today. We're gonna get into the match log. We're gonna talk about everything, the superstar of the week. We're gonna go ahead and get everything into slate here. But in the playoffs, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. We're gonna give a superstar every game, or I should say the match log. I can't really guarantee about a generous superstar, but I can guarantee about match log. We will match log something for every single game, because there was some moments that was kind of scary. So yeah, one thing I do want to say right away is I do appreciate you guys for 300 subscribers. I mean, you guys have been absolutely incredible. We wouldn't have done this without you guys. So I appreciate everybody for liking and subscribing. But like I said, this is going to be a little short stream today. I do plan to go live tomorrow, because I should have the pick show up pretty early for tomorrow. So that'll give me some more time to stream tomorrow, so I don't have to do the pick show late at night. But I have to give my final decision on a couple games. So yeah, so like I said, the pick show, I'm either going to pre-record that tonight or tomorrow. I don't know which one. If I need more time on it, I'm pre-recording it first thing tomorrow. But if I don't need time, I'll go ahead and pre-record it tonight. But yeah, I'm going to be watching the Lakers game as we're through this. So so let's see. So alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into things here. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so obviously here we're back with the bracket. This is what the updated bracket looks like. You know, you have your divisional round matchups over here on this left side, but she's getting voted saying bye, and we're just gonna go ahead and react to these games, shall we? Like I said, this should be a shorter stream this time. Not expect this stream to be long at all, but like I said, it's just a live reaction. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So, first thing here, we had the Texans beating the shit out of the Chargers, 32-12, and if I'm being honest, I did look like a jackass because I picked the Chargers to win this game and ended up getting it wrong. And not only did the Chargers lose this game, they got completely embarrassed. They got completely embarrassed. I mean, this is one of the most embarrassing performances I think I've ever seen from the Chargers standpoint. Especially what's been going on in LA, the wildfires, and this is how the Chargers come up and play. Definitely not the game for you to be the Chargers fan. Definitely not a game that anybody should be a Chargers fan. You can look at this and be happy. I mean, it's normally never happy when you score 12 points. Here's the thing: you only scored 6 points. You scored 6 points in the first and fourth quarter. You didn't score anything in the second and third. That's pretty bad, right? And the reality of it is, when you play playoff games, you can't have that, because if you have that, you're losing majority of the time. So that's just the reality of it. But let's take a look at the Chargers here. Justin Herbert was awful in this game. I didn't think he was going to play this bad. I knew he was going to somewhat struggle because, like I say, Houston's pass rush defense is pretty damn good. So yeah, Justin Herbert, he went 14 for 32, 242 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 picks. God damn. And if you guys are wondering, I will give grades at the end of the at the end of this. So I mean, like, at the end, I'm talking about every single game. So looks like the running game, nobody got going. J.K. Dobbins got going because Edwards didn't get going. Nobody got going on the running game. And if you look at the wide receiver, yes, Lat McConkey, he was basically the offense. Like, he's the only one that the Chargers could, like, go out to. Besides that, the Chargers offense couldn't do anything. Lat McConkey had 9 for 197 to score, but besides that, really nobody else got involved. It looked like Justin Herbert was just firing to Lat McConkey the whole game. Let's see what the defense did. The defense did have 3 sacks, but it all came in early, and then when they took the snap pounding gunch in the second half, they just couldn't do anything about it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Texans side of things. C.J. Stroud had an okay day, 22 for 33, 282 yards, and 1 touchdown and 1 pick. But also, here's the thing that gets me. Joe Mixon, 25 from 106 in the score. Okay, that's pretty decent. Let's look at the receiving game. Nico Collins, 7 from 122 in the score. Like, you see look at everybody getting involved here on the offensive end. John Mechie getting 4 receptions. Cade Strawver get some catches. Xavier Hutchinson even got a catch. Dalton Schultz, like the Texans spread around the ball more, and that's what kind of kept their offense kind of moving in this game. Sure, they did have some problems losing the football. The Texans did ending up having 3 turnovers in this one. And then let's take a look at the defenses. Houston's defense had 3 sacks and 4 picks. So Houston's defense was very disruptive in this game. This was the defensive masterclass from the Houston Texans. So yeah, good performance by the Texans. You know, they come here at home. Like I said, majority of us look like a jackass for picking the Chargers, but you know, it is what it is. So, like I said, I'll give you. And if I have to master log one thing from this game, if I had to master log one thing, I would say master log the Chargers turnovers, because every single time the Chargers turn over the ball, the Texans converted that to points. So yeah, I do think those are a little annoying turnovers. Actually, I'm just gonna master log the turnovers in general, because there was a whole shitload of turnovers in this game. I think the Texans had like 3 turnovers and Chargers had like 4 or 5 turnovers. So yeah, I think the turnovers was bizarre in this game. So this game I'll master log the turnovers, but yeah, overall, the Chargers, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to get the obvious grade here. Chargers are going to get F tier, and the Texans, I'm going to give the Texans, do I give them the A tier? I mean, their defense played well. I'm going to give them the A tier because they have a little bit of issues turning over the ball. C.J. Stroud had an interception. They did lose 3 fumbles. So yeah, I'll give them A tier. not an S tier because they did not really have any ball security, but at least they got the job done. So we ain't complaining about that. So so the Texans will advance. They'll play against the Chiefs next week. Let's see what we pick in our pick show. Next game here we have the Steelers beating the Ravens here 28-14. I was getting ready to predict the score too. That was the most annoying part about this. Like, I really wanted to predict the score, and it did not happen. So I did not predict the score to happen. I was thinking about picking it to happen, but it's whatever. Baltimore ended up covering the spread and the under with 44.5 was actually this game actually went under 44.5. I was kind of surprised about that, but let's take a look at the Steelers first. The Steelers, Russell Wilson didn't have a bad game. 20 for 29, 270, 2 touchdowns. Can't complain about that. Najee Harris couldn't do shit on the ground with 7 for 17, but that's what Baltimore's defense is. They're really good against the running game. And then if you look at the receiving game here, George Pickens had 5 for 87 to score. Van Jefferson had 2 for 37 to score. And Najee Harris got 3 receptions for 41. So the Steelers' offense was somewhat productive. They just couldn't really do anything to keep up Baltimore's offense. It's just what it felt like. And then you have here the Steelers defense only had 1 sack. Their defense got beat. Think about that. The Steelers are really known to their defense. They really got smacked here these last 5 games to end their season. So it was pretty disappointing in there for the Steelers. Maybe they got some stuff to think about this offseason, but we will see. Anyway, let's look at the Ravens here real quick. Lamar Jackson, 16 for 21. I can't believe he only threw the ball 21 times. 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Can't complain about that. Derrick Henry, 26 for 186 and 2 touchdowns. He's a beast. He's going to be hard to stop. Isaiah Likely had 3 receptions for 53 to lead the team. Mark Andrews had 2, but it's good to see everybody getting involved here. Let's see. Baltimore defense had 4 sacks, didn't force any fumbles, but didn't force any fumbles or picks. But this was a pretty clean game overall from the Ravens. Steelers, I'll give you guys a D tier for this one because at least you contained the ground just a little bit. Ravens, will give you guys an A tier for majority dominating this game. And if I have to match select something from this game, I'm gonna match like the Steelers offense because they couldn't. I'm gonna match like the Steelers rush offense. They couldn't really get anything going in this game. No matter what they did, the Steelers just getting nothing going. That was probably just the mind setting tone about this game. So I will master lock we're gonna master lock the Steelers rush defense as they got completely smoked by Derrick Henry. Alright, so anyway, the Ravens win in advance, and they're gonna be playing this team that we're just about to talk about. Next up, we got the Bills smacking all over the Broncos right now, 31-7. This game was not even close it was close for the first quarter. As you can see there, Denver actually led in the first quarter, 7-3, and then ever since then, Denver didn't even score a single point for the rest of the game, and then Buffalo just went out there and just kicked the shit out of them. Alright, so let's take a look at the Broncos here. Bo Nix, 13 for 22, 144 and a touchdown. Okay, not bad, I guess. Bo Nix also had 4 carries of 43 yards, so Bo Nix is getting pretty good on the ground. But Devontae Williams only had 7 for 29. You just can't be having that. And especially when you're playing against a team like Buffalo, you can't have Courtland Sutton only going 5 for 75. You can't have Torrey Franklin 2 for 64. 2 for 54. He did have a score, but it is good to see everybody getting involved. But it just the thing is when you're playing against Bills, it's a little margin error. It's just margin for error. You can't really make a lot of errors against that team. No fumbles by Denver, so I'll give them a little props there. But their defense came out strong and had 2 sacks early on. But besides that, just nothing else since. We just didn't see anything. They just got their ass kicked. And then we take a look at the Bills here. Josh Allen, 20 for 26, 272 and 2 touchdowns. He was fantastic in this one. James Cook, 23 for 120 and a score. Let's see how he does against Baltimore's rush defense. It's going to be another thing to watch for next week. Curtis Samuel, 3 for 68 in the score, but great to see everybody else get involved here. Shakir had 6 for 61. And then we get to take a look at the defense here. The defense had 2 sacks. And that's about it for today for the Buffalo Bills. But overall, it's a pretty dominating performance. So out of this, I would say the Bills are probably going to get Bills S tier, Broncos F tier. I mean, the Broncos, they did what they could in the first quarter, and then ever since then they got their ass kicked. So nothing too much to talk about here. All right, now we had our Monday night game. It's where my Rams completely kicked the shit out of the Vikings, 27-9. And if you really look at this game in general, you could have maybe talked about this game being like a 41-9 game. Like it kind of felt like that. It felt like a game. I felt like the score was even worse than what it really was. So that's the thing that gets me for the Rams. That gives excuse me. That gives me somewhat of a confidence going into next week. But anyway, Sam Darnold was horrible in this game. 25 for 40, 245, a touchdown, a pick. Okay, so you might say that's not a terrible stat line. Yes, it is. When you really look at the game and what he did, don't worry, we'll get into it here in just a moment. But Aaron Jones could not do anything on the ground. Only 13 for 48. Cam Akers trying to do something, but he couldn't really do anything either. And then when you look at the receiving here, T.J. Hockenson led the team for 5 for 64. Justin Jefferson was only held to 5 receptions for 58 yards. Jordan Addison was only held to 3 receiving yards. So that's pretty shocking there. But here's the thing that I'm getting for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold did fumble once. That one went to jail first, and he got a touchdown. The Vikings defense did have 2 sacks on Matthew Stafford. But the one thing that the Vikings really disappointed me was their lack of execution on the offensive end. They couldn't really do anything against the Rams defense, and I thought that was pretty damn disappointing for Minnesota. So yeah, that was basically just the difference of the game. Anyway, take a look at the Rams here. Matthew Stafford had a good night, 19 for 27, 209 and 2 scores. But Kyle Williams, 16 for only 76, but he was very impactful in this game. And then the receiving was led by Tyler Higbee with 5 for 68. Puka had 5 for 44. Cooper Kupp only had 1 for 29 yards. And then Kyle Williams, as I say, he was productive because he also caught 3 for 16 as a score, while Davis Allen had the other score. And then for the defense dominated. The defense got 9 sacks, forced a shitload of turnovers, and Kobe Durant did get the interception for the Rams. So this is a pretty dominant performance by my club. Really gives me some motivation going into next week's matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But obviously, Rams S, Vikings F. I'm pretty sure that grading symbol is pretty obvious there. And I'm a master off the Vikings offense. I think that one's pretty simple. Master off the Vikings offense couldn't really do anything in this game, just in general. So, pretty disappointing showing there pretty disappointing for the Vikings offense. Kind of expected more from that, but they did not. And then we can take a look at this game. We have the Commanders upsetting the Bucs 23-20. And here's the thing for me about this game. I am pissed off. And you know why I'm pissed off? Is because I literally said in the analytics video, and I'm pretty sure you guys can look this out, but I said in my analytics video, I said that Washington matches up pretty damn well with Tampa Bay, and I didn't pick that to happen. I picked the Bucs to win anyway, and I'm mad I didn't. I should have picked the Commanders, and any of you guys said I took the Commanders, and I apologize in advance. But seriously, let's look at this game here real quick. Let's look at it. Jaden Daniels was fantastic. He was great in this game. Normally I don't trust rookie quarterbacks and going into the postseason, but when it's Jaden Daniels, you can trust this man whenever you want. This guy had 24 for 35, 268 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was great. And then Jaden Daniels on the legs, he only had 13 for 36, but it was a very impactful 13 out of 36, as nobody else can get going on the running game. And in the receiving game, Devontae Brown had 5 for 89 to score. Terry McLaurin also had a score. And then Bobby Wagner had I wish he was still on the Rams. And then defense had 1 sack for the Commanders, but it did not really matter. It just felt like, even though the Bucs offense was really on the groove here, as you could tell, look at the box score here through the entire game. If the Buccaneers scored every single quarter, the Washington didn't even score in the first quarter, and then their offense started to pick up a little bit. And then let's take a look at the Bucs here. Baker Mayfield he only threw the ball 18 times. That kind of shocks me a little bit. But normally Baker Mayfield, he'd be slinging the ball all over the place. So it's kind of shocking when you see a low number like 18, but But yeah, he only had 18. He only had 105 yards, and he did have 2 touchdowns. Bucky Irving was kind of limited in this game. He only had 17 for 77. Receivers led by Mike Evans was 7 for 92 in the touchdown. Kind of expecting that from him. Jay McMillan, Caden Naughton, Rashad Wright, and Bucky Irving. Everybody else had 2 receptions. Baker Mayfield did fumble the ball, and that basically just caused the game, because this is a game actually went live on, as long as the Rams and Vikings game went live for that game too. And you guys can go ahead and start voting in the poll to what we watch next week. So check that out. I believe the Rams and Eagles game is in the league right now, but we'll find out. And then, that was just the end of the day for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, this game was close. It came down to execution, and the Commanders out-executed the Buccaneers. So yeah, I do think this game was close. I'm going to give both teams B tiers on this one. I thought both teams played fairly well enough to win this game. But like I said, I think the Buccaneers turnovers, because the Buccaneers did lose the turnover battle. So I think that was the difference of the game, the turnovers. So yeah, we'll give both teams B tiers. Not a bad performance from either team. And like I said, I will master the Bucs late turnovers. Baker Mayfield fumbling the ball. I think that's something that has to be match locked. I'm pretty sure that was what everybody match locked for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to happen. That was a pretty heartbreaker there. And then the last game of Wildcard weekend, we have the Eagles beating the Packers here 22-10. But here's the thing: there is some concerns about the Packers offense. There really is. They haven't looked. It wasn't really the shaped kind of Eagles offense that we are expecting us to see. But it is what it is. So let's take a look at the Packers here. Jordan Love did not play good in this game. 20 for 33, 212, and 3 picks. Yeah, he might be between 3 picks. Yeah, damn, that's not a good stat line, and just reality of it, that's just what he was not good. Josh Jacobs only had 18 for 81, but he did not score. At least, but if he didn't have the score, he would say he mainly struggled. And then Jaden Reed, 40 for 46. I mean, nobody really got going in the receiving game. But it looked like everybody got involved, but it just felt like nobody could get over the hump. Like, nobody could score here. Green Bay had turnover issues. Remember, they turned over the ball to start the game. And I'll just tell you guys right now, that's my match for this game. The Green Bay Packers turning over the football right from the get-go. Yeah, that's my match thought, because that basically just took the minute right out of them for the game. As the Eagles scored a touchdown right out of that. So Philadelphia's defense. I mean, Green Bay's defense did get 2 sacks, but it didn't really feel like anything. This game was 22-10, but it kind of felt like another game that could have been like 34-10, something like that. Kind of felt the game that was a little bit closer than advertised. Just the feeling of the game this game was. And then Jalen Hurts set 13 for 21, 131, and 2 touchdowns. I thought he played a decent game. Saquon Barkley 25 for 119. He was once again spectacular. And the receiving was led by Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert were both tied 4 receptions. But Dallas Goedert did get the score, as well as Deshaun Johnson. A.J. Brown only had 1 for 10. He's going to have to get more involved if they want to beat the Rams next week. I'll tell you that right now. A.J. Brown needs to get more involved in the offense. Only 1 reception for 10 yards. That's not going to get it done. And then great credit to Philadelphia defense. I mean, they only had 2 sacks, but they forced 3 picks, and they really gave Green Bay the money that they're running for. So that's just the overall reality of it. Like I said, I'm gonna get the Packers a D tier. Sure, they did make some crucial mistakes for this game, but overall, Packers are gonna get D tier for me. That was a pretty not a good performance since then. The Eagles. We're gonna give the Eagles a B tier. Sure, or you can give them a B or C, but I'm gonna give them a B because they did control this game on the defensive side of the ball, but we need to see more out of their offense. So I'll give the Eagles a B tier in this one. But overall, it's a pretty decent performance from the Eagles, especially defensively. Defensively, they were a monster, and they will host the Rams next week. So let's see how that goes. But those are your divisional matchups. Like I said, our pick show that will be tomorrow. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. So Chiefs Texans. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the lines and everything. So the Chiefs are favored by 8 right now in this game, and then the over under right now is aligned at 41.5, and then the money line is right there as well. So make sure you guys go check our analytics predictions. That's where we actually dive into everything. Excuse me. We dive into everything. We pick against the spread, everything like that. Everything that you need to know. So check those out. Also, like I said, our weekly pick shows every single Monday here. I mean, every single week we're doing our pick show tomorrow. And then Ravens at the Bills. Right now, the Ravens are actually the 1-point favorite here. Not trying to spoil anything, but the Ravens are 1-point favorites. Kind of shocks me a little bit because they're on the road. I mean, I can get it too. Over under 51.5, and then the money line is over there. But this game should be close regardless how it goes. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I'll be prepared for that one. And then we have the Lions and the Commanders. And then right now the Lions are favored by 9.5. Let's see if that line changes. By the time we get the analytics video on Thursday, we'll see. I mean on Friday. I'm usually doing those on Thursday, but we're doing it on Friday this week. Over under is 55.5. Okay, that seems pretty good. And then and then there's your money line right there. ESPN gave Detroit a 53% chance. 73% chance to win that matchup. And then Rams versus Eagles. The Eagles have a 65% chance to win. Right now they're favored by 6.5, which is a pretty average, decent amount. 43.5 is the over total, and then there is the money line. So yeah. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for today's stream. Like I said, hopefully I kept things a little simple today, just by reacting to everything here. Like I said, I do appreciate you guys for hopping in. Appreciate y'all's support. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Join the Discord, of course. We appreciate all of you guys. And without further ado, I'm gonna go again and hop off, so you guys can spend the rest of your night out pretty well. And we'll see you guys in the next one. This is BigRichNation.com. Peace out. Stay safe. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.